Spring allergies can be so frustrating. Maybe it's you, maybe it's your kid. You're dealing with unending cycles of congestion, a runny nose, itchy eyes, skin flare-ups. All of this wrecks so many people during the spring. If that's you, you're not alone, and this video is for you to help you understand really what's going on, the two big causes for that, and what you can do to help. Especially if you've tried all of the options, right? Maybe that's all the medications, all the over-the-counter stuff, even allergy shots. You tried all the natural things, different supplements, different remedies. Maybe you've been down all of these other paths and other routes and you're missing something still. I'm willing to bet that what we want to talk about here in this little video is going to answer some of those questions and clear up what that missing piece is and how you can make sure that you and your kid are getting the relief that they need. This is something that we see so many great changes with at Thrive. Just yesterday, literally the day before I'm recording this video, I was adjusting one of our families here, and the mom, it's been under care for a couple months now, and she saw our whiteboard topic talking about allergies, and she's like, I wonder if that's why allergies this year have not really been affecting me. I wonder if it's why I'm doing so much better with it. And that's the sort of stuff we see all the time. Yes, this is a multifaceted thing. You need to make sure that your diet, your nutrition is not creating a bunch of inflammatory challenges and making that harder. There are some supportive supplements and things that you can put in your body to regulate histamines and to regulate that and support it even better. But I'm willing to bet that the neurological piece, the neuroimmune regulation, is the one that you're missing if you're still struggling with that. So let's talk about it. Really, there's two possible things that usually have both of them involved. Two possible things that are going on when we're talking about allergies. One is very simplistic, it's just plumbing issues. People who are struggling, kids who are struggling with allergies, usually have some plumbing issues. That ENT system, their sinuses, their nose are not draining and not moving fluid properly. So when this is jammed up, when your body's not moving stuff as easily as it should, that is going to be a breeding ground for other issues. It's going to mean that those pollens, those antigens, anything that is irritating those areas are going to get jammed up. They're going to get stuck and not allow that to move. A little bit of an occasional stuffy nose or symptoms are not really the end of the world. It's how efficiently your body works through it that's really, really the key factor there. So the plumbing issues, what might be going on with that? The primary things we see are either neck, upper cervical, or cranial tension and misalignments that are going to contribute to that. Let's talk about that ENT system specifically, our ears and our ENT drainage pathway. This, the ear down to the back of your throat, that is so intimately connected and related to what's going on in that cranium, the base of your skull, as well as the upper neck. Any sort of misalignment, fixation, and tension here is going to make that drainage a lot more challenging. That's one of the reasons we see kids struggling with allergies are also ones who are more likely to be dealing with something like ear infections or any of those related challenges in that upper neck. Whole other side quest here, but that's also probably a baby who maybe struggle with the latch, a little colicky, a little fussy, reflux, spitting up. Those are the same things controlled by that same area. It's all part of the same process. So the plumbing issues can be a big challenge. That's the main area we see it. This upper thoracic, the upper part of your middle back, that is another zone that can be really involved with kids who it tends to get stuck more in that chest. It's coughs, colds, in that upper respiratory piece of it. If that's that kid's struggle, we maybe will see more involved in that area and not just that upper neck region. So big number one is plumbing. We've got to have this ENT system draining and moving so it's not getting jammed up and stuck. That one's pretty easy and obvious to understand. The other piece of it is involved in a deeper way that I think a lot of people aren't thinking about, and that's the neuroimmune regulation of this. So allergies, if we really boil it down, it's your immune system attacking something that it shouldn't, right? Whether it's a pollen, or we even think about food sensitivities, or a cat or a dog allergy, or even stuff like autoimmune challenges. We can oversimplify it to just say your immune system is attacking something that's not a big, bad, scary invader, right? We want to attack the germs, the viruses, the bacteria. That is what that is designed for. That inflammatory cascade that brings all the resources to fight off the bad guys is what your immune system is designed to do. That is not what we need when it's just spring seasonal changes that are challenging that. So if we think about this from that perspective of allergies, autoimmune, all of those sort of categories are a confused immune system, anything that's going to help regulate that neuroimmune connection is going to make this so much better. And this is where there's a huge difference between our approach and our philosophy to health and what that traditional healthcare and medical system would be. Medicine in large is going to be focused on symptom management, right? That's why all those over-the-counter allergy treatments and interventions are just trying to hide and manage the symptoms. maybe there's a role for that and maybe it gets some temporary relief. But one, those are also going to bring side effects and other challenges and negatives that you don't want with them. But also, that's not really getting to the why, right? Your allergies, your stuffy nose is not caused by a deficiency of Zyrtec in your body. We need to address the why and get to that root issue. So we're missing it if we just focus on that symptomatic piece. What might be contributing to this nervous system dysregulation that causes our immune system to be all wonky? We see that over and over again as what would be called dysautonomia. What that just means is a dysregulated autonomic or automatic nervous system. Specifically, we see kids or adults stuck in more of a fight or flight sympathetic gas pedal mode. Your body has two different modes: your gas pedal, your stress, your fight or flight, which is great if you're in a stressful fight or flight survival situation, and then the other side, which is your brake pedal or your parasympathetic mode. That is rest, relaxation, calm, growth and development, all those good things that we need as an overall piece of our wellness. The balance between those two modes is really the key to everything. When we see kids stuck in stress, when we see kids stuck in survival mode, that immune regulation is going to get skewed as well. And it pushes your immune system towards an overproduction of antibodies, which means that they're looking for something to latch onto. That is how we end up with this overreaction to so many different things, because you've got all these antibodies, the things that are looking for bad guys, and when they don't have the bad guy to attack, they just start attacking the pollen, attacking yourself in the autoimmune case, and on and on and on. So we can make a huge difference in that immune regulation by balancing out that gas versus brake system. Why might a kid, might an adult be stuck in survival mode? We see so many factors contributing to that, but there's some sneaky early ones that you're probably not thinking about. Pregnancy stress and utero constraint, birth trauma is a massive piece of it, because that is so frequently injuring and damaging that upper part of the neck, which is where, one, the plumbing stuff is going to be related, but also where our main immune regulation through the neurology is happening, through the vagus nerve up top. When that is affected, it's going to overall skew that gas versus brake balance. That's why stuff like C-section makes it way more likely that you're going to have this dysregulated immune system and overreaction to stuff, because one, your microbiome, your gut health is getting skewed because you're not getting that good microbiome flora, that initial seeding that happens when you're passing through the birth canal. You miss that, and you probably have that extra upper cervical stress because you got pulled out by your head and neck instead of birth through the vaginal canal. So we miss it from that way, and then you combine that with early antibiotic usage, and that microbiome, that gut health is really getting wrecked, and now our immune system is getting dysregulated from multiple different angles, and that is going to be an issue. This same stress shows up in many, many ways later on in life that aren't the point of this video, right? Kids with sensory issues, kids with focus, anxiety, emotional regulation. We see so much of that connected back to this balance neurologically. So that is what we need to be thinking about when we're trying to address allergies. When we're trying to really get to the root of it, it's let's make sure the plumbing system is addressed, and let's make sure that that neuroimmune regulation is balanced out. The cool thing about chiropractic and that holistic approach to life is the adjustment does both of those things. Specifically, when we find that stress in the upper neck with our scans, we're going to find that that correction up top is going to allow the body to drain and allow that ENT system to move as it's supposed to. But it's also going to restore that vagus nerve balance and turn the brakes back on and get your kid out of that gas pedal stress fight or flight mode. So if you feel like you've done all the things, if you feel like you've done all the holistic options already and you're still struggling and missing something, maybe that's it. Maybe it's time to get your kid scanned, get yourself scanned, see how your nervous system is functioning, and then we'll use that neurological assessment to map out what does your game plan need to be and then follow it along the way. Guys, I hope this helps. I hope you're getting through this spring allergy season. Please reach out, send us a message, and call the office if you got any other questions on that. We'd be happy to chat more, answer any questions, and do whatever you need to help your family thrive.